3,000 kilometers beneath your feet, the Earth's metallic core is moving, not as metaphor, as physical fact. A vast, churning mass of iron generating the magnetic field that helps preserve the conditions in which life endures. The CCRU had a name for that core. They called it Cthelll. Welcome to Beyond the Rabbit Hole. Today we're going 3,000 kilometers down. Cthelll, spelled with 3 L's, is the CCRU's name for the Earth's molten metallic core. But in their writing, it is never just a geological object. It is geology rewritten as occult theory fiction. Earth's iron ocean, an intensive megamolecule, and, in Nick Land's most vivid formulation, the terrestrial inner nightmare, the anorganic metal-body trauma-howl of the Earth. Cthelll is at once a real planetary interior, a mythic underworld, and a name for the hidden pressures they believe leak upward into life, culture, and technics. This is where it becomes distinctly CCRU. In Land's geotraumatic writing, the planet is not a passive stage on which life simply appeared. The formation of the Earth, the cooling of its crust, the burial of its molten core, these are treated as the trace of an ancient planetary trauma. He calls this geotrauma. Not simply science, not simply myth, not simply philosophy, but a theory fiction in which the violence of planetary formation continues to echo through everything above it. Life is not separate from the deep Earth. Mind is not separate from it. Culture is not separate from it. They are surface effects, crusts, relays, partial freeze frames of deeper forces still pressing upward from below. That sounds extravagant, but it is not arbitrary. Human life exists within conditions set by a planet with a hot metallic core, a magnetic field, tectonic pressures, and a deep mineral history. The CCRU takes those facts and pushes them into a dark, speculative register. It asks what happens when geology stops being background and starts being treated as a hidden driver. What if the underworld is not merely symbolic? What if it is already here, below us, as pressure, heat, magnetism, and buried time? Inside the CCRU's Lemurian system, Cthelll connects to Zone 9 and GT45, the 9th gate, also called the Utterminus of Cthelll. The wording matters. GT45 is not simply another name for Cthelll. It is the terminal gate, or microcosmic locus, through which their demonological matrix is keyed to that deepest planetary interior. Cthelll is the infernal iron ocean. GT45 is the address through which that underworld gets diagrammed. That is why the concept feels so deep-cut, even by CCRU standards. Hyperstition is more famous, the pneumogram is more discussed, but Cthelll feels lower down than either of them, the buried engine beneath the better-known machinery. 3,000 kilometers down, there is an iron ocean. The CCRU looked at that fact and saw more than geology. They saw a buried memory, an anorganic pressure, an infernal interior still working its way upward through rock, myth, circuitry, and flesh. You do not have to believe it. You only have to notice how strange the ground becomes once you stop thinking of it as merely ground. Beyond the rabbit hole, where the deepest rabbit hole is the one you're already standing on.